Battle of words.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 289. I'm here with the beautiful and talented Brooke Procida, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for asking me.
For people who want to know what my talk show is about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, I'm able to turn myself into a perfect example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities. But you should never give up or have people label you. You should prove to them you can still amount to something. That labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. You need to prove to them you can still amount to something. I do have one request for you, though. Is there a way you can make yourself centered? Because when we do the editing, it's got to cut everything off on the side. I'm sorry, I should have told you that from the start.
What's that?
Yeah, perfect.
It's on my computer, so we're good. Yeah. Perfect.
So starting off, you're supporting a good cause, a good message, and you're making a new friend out of it. So
Yeah.
starting off, what can you tell us about yourself?
Where should I begin? We'll just start with today. How's that?
All right.
It's always a good day. I live in New York City. I live in an apartment that also doubles as a photography studio and a vocal studio and my office. So I live and work out of here. But I spend a lot of time outside of my apartment traveling around, teaching, coaching, working, producing, performing. I haven't always lived in New York, although it is my home. I was born and raised here and I love it. But I was a California girl for a while, so I'm sort of an East-West hybrid and proud of it. I went to USC.
Oh, nice.
And spent a lot of time in Los Angeles. Yeah, I was very fortunate to go there and have a lot of great friends out in California. So I ideally would like to be able to work in both places, but for now I'm here because I've been building a business, so I've been pretty grounded for once in my life. I've darted around. My friend Frank likes to call me Boomerang Brooke because I bounce back and forth so much. But yeah, so that's a nutshell of where I'm at right now. You can fire away anything you want.
Right, well, I'm going to ask you some easy questions, and I'm going to pass it over to you. You can ask me anything you want, gloves off.
Okay.
Like I said, supporting a good cause, making a new friend. When you were growing up, were you a study nerd, a party animal, and did you do any sports?
Yes, yes, and yes. I was a study nerd, I was a party animal, and I did sports. I'm a kind of an all-in type of person. So I was a very good student, and I loved learning, and I still do. I have tons and tons of books, and I'm constantly reading articles online and, looking for new ways to expand my knowledge and switch around what I do and, life hack, basically. And then I was a social butterfly and a bit of a party animal as well. And then more so when I got to college, I guess I was just a very serious artist in college. So I kind of laid off the party scene. I still studied, but if I had to choose between going to my Italian class or sleeping in so that I could get up and rehearse, it was all about rehearsal and the play and learning the lines. And so my grades didn't really suffer. I'm a quick learner and I can store stuff, but I was much more into the arts than school in college, but I managed to work them both in. Did I answer everything? And sports, yes, I was a competitive gymnast for most of my life. And then again, that went by the wayside so that I could act full time when I went to LA. And I was a soccer player, skier. I grew up in a sporty family with brothers, and my dad was an athlete too, so.
Did you ever want to become a wrestler or not really?
Well, only for the entertainment aspect of it, I would say. Do you think I'd be strong enough? I think I could. Well, there's a lightweight division, right?
For what? For the women?
For wrestling, yeah.
Well, they have the cruiserweights, but they should have a lightweight for the women's.
They don't? What'd you say, a cruiserweight?
Yeah, there's, for wrestling, there's the women's division. There's the cruiserweight / light heavyweight. So basically the cruiserweights are 100 to 150.
Okay.
And then they have the mid-carders. Those people are always after the United States title or the Intercontinental, and they have the main eventers that are after the main title.
So I take it you're a wrestling fan, since you
Yep.
know all this.
I've been a fan for about 27 years.
So did you start watching it for like the competitive factor or the entertainment of it? Well, do you watch like real wrestling or the WWF crazy stuff?
WWF.
All right. I don't know much about it. I did see the movie The Wrestler and I did enjoy it. Did you see that? Yes.
One was one.
What's that? The film The Wrestler? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. It was okay. It has moments.
Well, you're a professional, so I can't really judge. I liked it. But no, my brother was a wrestler and a very good wrestler, actually, in high school and college.
Did he ever want to become a professional? Like, I know he was a wrestler, but did he ever want to go to the big leagues?
I'm sure at some point in his mind he thought that, but talk about study nerd. He's the like smart one in the family. So he went to school for engineering, and I don't think wrestling was really part of the plan.
I bet he has regrets.
I wonder. He'll watch this and I'll ask him, do you regret not pursuing your wrestling career full time?
Well, how old is he? You're never too old to do what you want.
Hey, that's right. You got the lightweights, the heavyweights, and the old guy division.
No, it's funny we should mention the old timers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel old because I grew up watching like the whole Monday Night War between WWF and WCW. You know, they had Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Bret Owen, Goldberg. And after Owen Hart, I was a big Hart fan. So after Owen Hart passed away, I just didn't care for it anymore because everyone was doing the whole ECW bullshit, going for tables, calling each other sluts and whores, and I'm like, why am I watching this? So about 99, I lost interest, but I still watched it, but I didn't really care for it.
Right.
But because I now watch only for the women, and not to sound sexist,
right?
But I got back into it, because of Trish Stratus and Alita. And then I noticed, Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit is one of my favorites, even though there's a lot of heat on him for what he did. But we can get to that some other time.
Exactly. Any of this. It's all going...
Chris Benoit, basically, make a long story short, greatest professional wrestler ever. But personally, he had a breakdown. Too many chair shots to the head, pumping steroids and everything. And so basically... his brain, he's about 36, but his brain looked like a 70-year-old. So, that's what happens when you take drugs. But the reason people want to erase him from history is because he killed himself, he killed his wife and his child. Basically, he had a roid rage episode. He got into a heated argument with his wife. And he killed his wife, then he realized what he did, and he killed his son. Even though I do say his son was mentally challenged, he really had problems. And I know I'm not perfect, but if I was ever to the point where I was a burden, I would like someone to put me out of my miseries. I know that sounds terrible, but...
I can't comment. I don't know.
There's no reason for anyone to be miserable in life. I always said if I was deaf, blind, I would like someone to put me out of my misery. Because it's no point going through life being miserable or being a burden for someone. I know that sounds terrible, but...
Don't you think there are deaf and blind people who are not miserable?
True, I never met Eddie.
I have.
I guess the reason I say this put me out of my misery is because I'm not that strong as a person.
I don't think you ever know how strong you are until you are in that position. So
that's true. Not to sound
don't sell yourself.
Not to sound morbid or anything, but I'm just saying.
No, I hear you. Hey, honesty, right?
It's true.
I hear you.
Now,
are you a New Yorker?
Yeah, kind of. I'm near West Point. You ever been to Woodbury Commons?
Oh yeah.
I'm near that area.
Okay. Cool.
So
yeah,
I'm not in the city, but I'm by it. But we should definitely hang out sometime.
sure.
Now let's go to a happier. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm just thinking.
Let's go to a happier subject so people don't think I'm an asshole.
Okay,
I don't have a filter, so I just say what's on my mind.
that's all right. So far, so good.
So the next question I was gonna ask you is, did I ask you if you were a study nerd or party animal?
You did, and I said I was both.
All right, right. And you also,
And then I kind of abandoned all of them to just be an artist. But as an artist, you do have to be a study nerd as well. I mean, it's all studying.
That's true.
Yeah.
And now going back on the subject, so let's forget all the negativity.
Okay, we'll wipe it clean.
Now, did he ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids, or are you not a human pyramid girl?
I did several human pyramids as a Girl Scout in my younger years. Girl Scouts had some good times there. And we just did a human pyramid at my last family vacation this summer with everybody, my parents, my brothers, their kids. It was fairly large. Yeah, I'm a pyramid person. I was also a cheerleader, so.
I love that stuff.
Yeah. You love pyramids? Human pyramids?
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. Skype.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I know, Skype. No, yeah. So, yeah, I've done many of them. Good question.
I love that stuff. I'm a loser.
Loser? I don't know. Does that make me? I guess it makes me a loser, too.
Well, would you be interested in... Actually, I can do that as well. But would you be interested in helping me out doing a record? I'm trying to set a YouTube record. I'm trying to get a whole bunch of girls together and do I try and do in a Guinness book, but they want a ridiculous amount. So I go 60 and up, or 100 and up, or whatever.
Wow.
But I'm okay, well, why not YouTube? There's a bunch of pyramids I like that no one has ever done before. Why not say, me, you, a couple of your friends, you do them and say, okay, we did these pyramids. Now we challenge you to go and compete and try to beat our record.
Oh, interesting. So wait, there's different kinds of human pyramids?
Well, there's the standard one where it's the rows and it's normal. And there's my favorite where it's the stack where it's one on top of one.
Okay.
And so that's the tower. And there's one where a lot of people are joking on Facebook saying, oh, we should do this, and they don't, because they're in England or in Scotland. And they're saying, why not reenact the Dumbo Pyramid? So basically you would match up the color outfits, pretend you're the characters. It's kind of like the fan-made parody we're going to do later on. But instead of reenacting the lines, you and your friends would be the characters. And you would reenact the pyramid the best you can. And it's hey, no one's ever done it before. Why not be the first to do it?
Why not? Where would you do that?
Good question. Probably in the city, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say Central Park, right?
For the most part.
But you're going to have to wait till the spring. It's getting a little cold.
Absolutely. But while on the subject, would you be interested in that?
I'm always interested in doing anything weird.
I know, I have my moments, right?
Weird is normal to me, so.
Now, I'm going to pass the show over to you. Actually, before I do, just one more thing I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Is who influenced you to start your career, and how many years have you been doing your career?
Career is an interesting word because it's morphed into many different forms. So I don't think I had an inspiration to begin doing what I do. I think I was born with it. And that was to express myself physically and musically. So I started as a dancer when I was 2. I mean, I guess, my mom must have put me in there. I don't think I said when I was 2 I'd like to be on stage and wear these weird outfits and, but I loved it. And I remember, to this day, choreography I did back in those days. It was a very present time for me. So I don't think you can recall detail like that unless you were truly present and enjoying yourself. So it just started. But then as time went on, it was just always what I did. I always danced. And then I discovered I could sing when I was watching Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah.
My basement in Centerport on Long Island. And I remember going upstairs to my mom and I said, I want to sing something for you. And she was like, okay. So I sang it because I was like, I think I can sing, like in my head. So I sang it, and she goes, this is the mistake of her life. She says, well, that's really good, but you're not loud enough. And boy, did I take that to heart. So now I'm a big belter. Thanks, Mom. So yeah, I just started singing because I enjoyed music. So, but do I have like any like people who've inspired me? Sure, tons of them. I was also, like I said, a gymnast for a long time. So I was back in the days of Mary Lou Retton and, you know, at the tail end of Nadia Comaneci, and those women inspired me to just be my own personal best at everything I did, and watching them just score perfect tens. I'm a Virgo and I'm a perfectionist, which is it's at fault. it's not great. So I have to learn to take it easy and calm down and not try to do everything perfectly, because there is no perfect. And and then for my acting career, how did I transition from music and dance into acting? I don't know. You know, I went and saw Annie on Broadway, and I remember thinking at 7, I can do that. It's just something you know, or that I knew. I said, I can do that. That's what I do. And that was Andrea McCardle. Thanks, Andrea.
One question for you, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Let me interrupt.
Go
I
ahead.
don't know if I'm like having a stroke or something, but is your screen like flickering?
No. Oh, yes. Because it's so tiny. What's happening?
Hey, because first you're turning red, then you turn brown, then red, brown, red, brown. So
It
I'm
happens
looking
tonight.
around, I'm like, well, not happening on my hands. So
When I talk about things I'm passionate about, I turn different colors. Wait, let's see. Is this better? Like if I'm closer up?
And now it's kind of off the top of your head.
I know. I saw briefly what you were talking about. Is it still there?
No, it seems to have disappeared.
All right, let me know if I start doing it again.
Well, I love your personality. You're very outgoing.
Ah, thanks. You too. Although you maybe don't think you are, but you are.
I have my moments.
Yeah. All right. Well, what else? Where do we just leave off? I don't remember.
Alright, so we're talking about your career and all the people who influenced you.
Yeah. And now my career is different, so I'm not solely an actress or a musician, or and there were a lot of musicians who influenced me along the way. Oh my God, the list is forever. But like now I'm a business person mostly, and a producer and a teacher. So I would say my great teachers along the way really influenced me to teach the way I teach. I've been really lucky to have some people change my life through teaching. So most of my teachers, and now my students, influence me. God, they're my teachers,
Actually, that's the next thing I want to ask you, and I promise I will shut up and pass the show back to you. It's your
All
time.
right.
Yeah, you mentioned you're a teacher and you're a producer. Would you be interested in interviewing me, number one?
Yeah, sure.
And what kind of producing do you do? And what type of teaching?
Okay, cool. So my company now shifted from being me as an actress only, which I still do, but so now I own a company with my name, Procida Creative International, and it is a school, but it's also a company that produces shows and works throughout the city to give kids an environment, a safe and supported environment to be able to pursue acting as a career. So what I teach is how to do it sustainably and sanely, because there's a lot of drama in this business. It's very difficult to, well, it can be. It's not for everybody, but it can be very difficult to maintain any kind of quote-unquote success or income level. And there's a lot of ups and downs, as you know, and it's very competitive, and there's a lot of naysaying and a lot of rejection. And I like to teach kids and their families, parents, whoever is in charge of helping them out, how to navigate that in various different ways. I talk a lot about diet and nutrition. I talk a lot about mindset, how you look at the world. And so it's sort of a holistic approach to the arts. So I teach classes, workshops, and private lessons. And then sometimes we write shows together, me and the kids. And I produce a couple of shows a year as a place for them to showcase their talents to the industry.
No, that's really cool.
Is that clear? I always am like, oh God, people say, what do you do? I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. Everything. So yeah, so it is really cool. I love what I do, and yeah, it's awesome. We have a show going on. This is our show right now. This is called Ready High, and my kids and I wrote it together. It's a musical. They're so awesome.
What's the show's about, besides getting high?
That's right. Yeah, no, has nothing to do with that. Ready High, as in high school. And it's just about what kids go through in middle school and high school, the change that they go through and the transitions, but also about the teachers and the parents in their lives and how at every stage of your life there's always something to be changing into. You're never done growing, really. And you also never know where you're going until you get there. And then there's somewhere else to go.
That's true. That's for that joke in there.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to pass the show over to you. Was there anything you wanted to promote? Anything you want to talk about? It's your time, after all.
Well, I mean, my show, for the sake of myself as the producer and the kids as the writers, I just think it's really cool. What happens to a lot of my kids, most of them are tweens and teens age. And when you're in this business, at that point in your life, in your career in this business, there's a lot of, oh, you're great, come back when you're 18. Oh, you're very talented. We don't have any place for you right now. So a lot of my really gifted kids are like, what do I do with my voice? I have nowhere to go, So I'm like, let's write a show that you can do. So we wrote this just to build more parts for that age group. There are a couple of great musicals out there for their age group, like 13, the musical, and Bring It On, and High School Musical. But after you do those few, you start seeing the same musicals over and over again. So we wrote another one to throw it into the mix. And then over the summer we do a Broadway camp, which is super, super, super fun, where the kids come in and learn from Broadway stars. So I kind of back out of that one and just produce it. Am I turning colors again?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Actually, I did come up with an idea. How would you like to do a play about me?
A play about you. Hey, I'm open to anything. I told you I'm dealing with Lyme disease right now?
Nope, first I know of it.
Yeah, I think I might have mentioned it at some point in an email, but so I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. So even though I look animated and well at the moment, I will go right to sleep after this interview, and I have a headache. So I'm lessening my plate for the moment, yeah. But I would absolutely be open to talking to you about that when my brain is functional. I have about 2 good hours a day right now. You're getting one of them.
I appreciate it, but I'm not saying you love to interview me or doing a play. You help me, I help you. So if there's anything you want me to promote for you, just, hey, you're making a new friend out of it. Anything I can do to help.
Yeah, and you're pretty amazing, I have to say. How did you get the idea to do this?
I have my moments. Make a long story short, growing up, I was using my learning disability as a crutch. And yes, I did take advantage of it. Say, oh, I don't have to go work as hard as everyone else. I can get out of things. I have a learning disability. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. And as I was getting older, it's like, okay, now that's starting to hinder me. Just starting to hold me back. And I just got sick and tired of hearing the conversation with my family saying, go talk to him. He has connections. He knows people. Oh, you have a BA, you have a master's, you have options. You can take state exams. And I say, okay, what about me? And they would stop and look at me and say, what about you? I'm like, 1, you're not educated. 2, you can't hold down a job. 3, you have horrible people skills. You're not qualified to do this or do that. and you're not really qualified to do anything except for retail. And I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to show you. Actually, I said, fuck it. I got uncensored to say whatever you want. I said, fuck it. I'm going to show you with a learning disability, but I can still amount to something. Doesn't matter if I never went to college, or if I never get, or if I'm not educated, or I have poor people skills, or have no filter when I speak. That's why I was earlier. People were saying, "Why is he really saying that?" It's because I have no filter. I just say what's on my mind and how I feel. I'm not gonna apologize for that. If it's outrageous, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, yes, I do have poor people skills. I never went to college. But this is my way to open a door for me that was closed. You know, everyone in my family went to college. They have BAs and bachelors and whatever. And I don't have any of that. I can't go to college. So I'm like, okay, what do you do when you're against the wall? Harvey Specter says, knock the goddamn thing down. It's for people who want suits. I'm a big fan of Harvey Specter. And I'm also like, I like creating opportunities for myself. And this talk show is creating an opportunity for myself. It's like, well, this is really good because you didn't go to college for 4 years. You, whatever labels you want to throw at me, you know, it's the school labeling me as retarded, mentally disturbed, whatever. This talk show started off as therapy for myself because I had poor people skills. Yes, I do. Now I like walking up to people and introducing myself to them. And sometimes there's no filter on when saying, okay, when is it appropriate and when it's not appropriate to do it. When I see something, I have to go and do it. And, you know, I just, for a perfect example, you didn't approach me, say, hey, I saw your show, I want to be on it. I approached you, and I said, I would like to build a friendship with you, and I want to give you the opportunity to be a guest. So for all my 289 people that I talked to, I said, well, I need people, and it's a win-win. You help me, I help you, so I give you a chance to be on my show. And it's just saying, look, I didn't go to a fancy college, or I don't have any fancy degrees, or I don't have, you know, money to throw around. But look at what I'm capable of doing. At the same time, weren't people labeling you as retarded and mentally disturbed? Yes, but look at what I'm able to accomplish. That's why I said labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be, and you can still amount to something, but labels do not dictate who you're going to be. So it's basically just saying, if you want something bad enough, you have to get off your ass and you go get it. It doesn't matter how many times people say no to you. And I say this to my brother, you know, it doesn't matter how many no's you get or whatever excuses you use. If I can do this, and I'm retarded and handicapped in whatever way most people want to throw at, whatever. And if I'm able to do this and talk to actors, actresses, models, CEOs, professional wrestlers, CEO, like I said, CEOs of big companies and small companies, people like you, you know, if I'm capable of doing that and people label me as retarded, then it's kind of like, what else can I do? Well, it's basically, don't put a leash on yourself. What I like to say is, oh, did it freeze? Oh, there it goes. Are you still there?
Briefly. Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me?
Yep. Oh, it's Skype. Skype has its moments.
Okay.
You know, people, two things, and I'll pass it back to you. It's the two scenarios I came up with. Is the leash. It's like you're gotta go and you're gotta go, you're gotta go, you gotta go. See how far you gotta go. It's like, okay, we gave you all this freedom. Let's see what you do with it. Make sure you don't hang yourself with it. But let's see what you do with that freedom we gave you. or the other one is the glass ceiling. You're only gonna go as high as we want you to go, and once you, you haven't done this as of late, but yeah, it's taking it from the doors. As soon as you attempt to break on through to the other side, people will start to question: is he ready? Is he capable of doing this? Is he ready to fall on his ass? My grandfather used to say, let him do what he wants, and when he falls on his ass, he's going to learn the hard way. And if it's not about giving up, it's about saying, okay, I tried something, I failed, dust yourself off, and reach for the next lever. It's the ladder. Climb the ladder. Don't say, well, I went out with this person or that person because, or I took this job or that job because it's what's expected of me, because I used to do that. Unfortunately, I kind of still do that. But I like pushing the envelope with people. I like pushing and saying, give me a little more examples. Give me a little more opportunity that I will prove to you I can still amount to something. If that makes any sense.
High five. Absolutely. Very well put. I just have to plug in. My computer is about to die.
Yeah, take your time. Anything can happen live. But like I said, it's just about showing people, saying, my school says I was mentally disturbed, mentally challenged, retarded. And I'm like, well, if I'm able to do this, that's saying a lot about me. Also,
Absolutely.
I've been doing this for 15 years. The whole editing and processing videos and everything.
Right. Amazing. So, do you have future goals with it? Or are you happy with just how it is at the moment?
I'm never really happy about anything. Well, okay, that's not really true. I am happy. I have a roof over my head. I have my family. What I want from the show, because this June will be officially 4 years, is, I'll give you a perfect example. When I first started, what you saw on the camera is basically what the camera picked up. And then season 2, it's like, okay, here's the camera. It's going to record what the computer screen sees. And now, season 3, it's Skype recorder, where it's got to be cut in half. Season 4, I would like to get my own studio.
Right.
And that's continuously, if you're up for it, maybe we go half on a place for like an apartment or a studio or something. You can help me out. You said you do have your own building. That's an idea. Just saying that, I can come in.
Yeah, well, I need bigger...
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm still listening. We're delaying. You said I need a bigger studio, and there will be a time where I'm looking for bigger space because I'm outgrowing.
I hear you. And like you said, you help me, I help you. And maybe I can come in, talk to your students about, or talk to your kids about my story. And I can be emotional and I am inspiring speaker. And it does, maybe once you get your own studio and then you say, okay, I'm teaching the class, here's a class, you're in charge of the class, do what you need to do, inspire people. That's what I want to do. I want to become an inspiring speaker. I want to get my own studio. I want to be on Netflix and Hulu. I want to go travel. I am slowly becoming well known. And I'm not saying this is what I want to do until I die. Because I'm very passionate about it. I screw up everything else I do. But this is something I really want to do. I'm just excited to see where it goes.
What?
How much
you're cutting in and out.
I know, it's Skype. Skype has its moments.
I know.
How much of it did he get?
I got all of it except your last sentence, that's all.
Well, there you go. Didn't miss anything.
Yeah, just the last bit. No, I think we're in a bit of a delay. Is there any way to fix it or no? It was so real good in the beginning. That's what they say about all relationships, right? It was so good in the beginning. What happened?
I guess it's too many people on my end on the internet. You know, what do you have?
Oh.
Do you have Optimum or do you have
I have Time Warner.
Optimum says if you pay an upgrade, you know, for whatever, $10 some extra a month, and then we can give you unlimited speed. But, you know, yeah, it's this whole bullshit.
Yeah, and also if you tell them, bye, I'm leaving, then they're like, but wait, we'll give you this for free, what we tried to charge you for earlier. So, but unfortunately in New York, don't you have to go with whoever your cable provider is that's like dictated to you? I know in apartments you do.
It depends on the state. I know for
yeah, in New York though you do.
Yeah, I know from Rockland County has, I think, Verizon, and I know Orange County has Optimum. Optimum's like a big mockery. And so basically, it depends on where you live. You know, Middletown has Time Warner. Buffalo and Potsdam has what you have. So it just depends on where you are.
Yeah, in the city you are you know, you can't make the choice if you're renting an apartment. You get what's in that. And you pay for it.
I hear you. Well,
all right.
Well,
I'm making butternut squash sweet potato soup at the moment.
Well, we can always do the voice. So, go ahead.
No, what? You can always what?
We can do the voiceovers after I restart Skype to see if that can help. Wrapping up the interview, I do have a couple questions for you off the air. Wrapping up the interview, I took this one from Bill O'Reilly, so all rights go to the factor. So, going on the record, when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your honest opinion of me, and how do you feel now after doing the interview?
My first opinion of you has remained exactly the same since doing the interview. I'm a very good judge of character. So when you approached me, I thought, this is awesome. And then I looked you up and I saw what you did and who you are, who you're coming across as how you wrote to me. So you haven't changed a bit, and neither has my perception of you. So that means we're both pretty cool because you are what you put out there. I saw it right away. So yeah, I was I was impressed. And I was flattered. How do you find people? That's another thing I wanted to ask you. Like, how do you find people?
I use LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn. I use Stage 32. I use Facebook. Facebook, you know, it's a hit and miss. I use Twitter. I use any social media. And also, I like giving people a chance.
Cool. Okay, you have another question?
Well,
was that the last one?
That was the last one, but stay tuned for after the show. I do have a couple questions for you. While wrapping up the interview, I just want to say it's a real honor and privilege to have you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to building a friendship with you as well.
Thank you so much. It was having me. I appreciate it, and I think you're amazing.